I have deleted the footage I've created, especially all the references to the cult.
Cool.
That's probably wise.
We're asking.
I might have remembered to do it during post, but let's be honest, I forget frequently to cut things that the GM has asked me to cut.
Did you
Hmm?
Are you finished uploading all the episodes?
No, I got as far as the last time I listed. I'm still 4 or 5 behind. But I've got now I'm through the hard one, which was a glorious 50 seconds of my life.
Right.
I enjoyed it.
Logging into Star Trek Online just to lob a fucking single maelstrom at something. But I did learn how to do 1v1s in PvP, so that's worth it.
More importantly, that copy of the Guan Yu had no shields, no engines, no defenses in any way, and he missed his first shot.
Right? Like, how?
It broke us. We're like, oh, what? How could you miss? It's a level 20 ship with nothing.
To quote Tremors 4, you missed! With a cannon!
I appreciate that we're quoting
I was
Tremors
using
now.
guidance munitions! What?
I said I appreciate that we're quoting Tremors now, and specifically Tremors 4.
Right?
Have you
That movie
seen
had
Tremors
no
5,
right
6,
to
and
be
7 yet?
criticized. I have not seen Shrieker Island,
Okay.
but I have seen the other two, yeah.
All right. We are almost ready to go. Apologies.
Yeah, Tremors Bloodlines and Tremors Cold Day in Hell.
Yeah. I appreciate the fact that that Burt Gummer had a one-night stand with a random hippie.
Yes.
Just because it's so out of character for Burt Gummer that you're like, yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so you know that green text about the guy who owns a musket for home defense as the founding fathers intended?
Yes.
Was it great? Okay, so come to find out, that's based on an actual guy named Cassius Marcellus Clay from Kentucky, who opened an he was the U.S. Senator from Kentucky during the 1800s. He was a staunch abolitionist married to a black woman who opened an abolitionist newspaper in Kentucky in the 1800s. So of course he needs to defend his house. So what does he do? He puts his house on top of his newspaper, and then he makes the only entrance to the newspaper a long, narrow corridor, at the end of which is a cannon armed with grape shot, and strategically places armed muskets all throughout the structure, fortifies the front and back of the building, and fucking dares anyone to come try and take his newspaper.
This man has my respect.
And the only way they caught him was because they finally did burn down the newspaper. They had to wait until he had, like, pneumonia and was in the hospital to do it.
All I have to say is, I found another isekai manga where the main character's response to finding out there's a slave trade is to go full Reverend John Brown.
As is the correct response to finding that out. I am
Right?
alarmed by the number of isekai mangas where they find out there's a slave trade and they're just like, okay.
Right?
That should be more of a stop than just a, well, I guess that's how it is in this world. No, wrong. Incorrect.
Yeah.
Especially when you have godlike power.
One of the few times that reincarnated as a sword got, like, well and truly graphic and dark was when the main character was put up against a slaver. And she wanted his gear. But you can't put living matter in her little bag of holding.
Right.
So she just took his limbs off one by one, tossed those in. He was still alive while this was happening, by the way.
Not good.
Oh, that depends entirely upon one's perspective. Thus always to slavers, in my opinion.
No, I mean, like, you know, great, you've got one slaver, but like, there is still slavers.
Oh,
So why
it's a
not
work in
keep her
progress for
alive?
Thrawn.
And find out where the rest of them are.
It's what the main character's doing in Grand Dwarf.
I love where our conversations digress to.
Yeah.
Well, this is what happens when you leave us alone, Tyler.
Grand Dwarf is
Alright.
like fucking amazing. It's about like this 60-year-old master smith and craftsman who owned like a little private worksmithing shop.
Oh,
Had a
I've
heart
seen the
attack.
one. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
this one. Yeah, he like comes out as a young guy.
With the attitude of a 60-year-old who gave away his last fuck 20 years ago.
Right. Anyway, what are we doing?
And his weapon of choice is an enchanted pipe wrench.
Okay.
Because if there's one thing Bioshock taught me, it's that Ayn Rand was full of shit. If there's two things that Bioshock taught me, it's that a pipe wrench will solve most problems if you swing it hard enough.
And with that, okay, somebody's got to stop the echo.
Yeah, who's
It's you,
echoing?
Ian.
Who is that going?
It's you.
Is it me?
Always Kestra.
Yep.
Always Kestra.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I don't hear myself at all.
That's
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, I would hate to hear my own voice. I hear it again. Sorry,
Okay, I'll try turning me down. How about that?
buddy. Are you using a headset or a mic?
Headset.
Make sure that your mic is like, if your volume on your mic is really high, make sure your mic on your headset is really high. Make sure you move your mic away. Sometimes.
Yeah, are you on a laptop?
No, I'm on my desktop, but I will say that my green thing is not popping up when you talk. So I don't know how my mic would be doing that. Let me try this.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, let's try it like that. Okay. So to give y'all an idea, Kyle, do you have like some sort of photographic evidence of how messy and cluttered the folder where all the stuff was?
Yes.
Yeah, please post
They're
that.
exact copies of the folder that I've been working out of for 2 years.
Yeah,
Because I
please.
just drop things arbitrarily and I don't move things again.
please post a snapshot of what that looks like, just so that everybody can see.
It's surprisingly organized and not at the same time.
As you
I'm
do.
like, oh, this should definitely have a new folder, and then I make the folder, and then
So that's for sure not all of it, but it's
No,
I would
it
say a
keeps
good
going.
60% of it. Yeah, so all of that is where I had to get my source stuff out of to make, to put tokens into sheets and to put maps in and stuff. Cal does 95% of the work by actually making the tokens and doing all that stuff and using Photoshop and AI art generators, and I love him for that. One thing that I had to like really focus on yesterday was trimming all of that down to this.
Are you telling me I don't need 3 different copies of Kestra's tokens in 3 different locations?
No, you don't.
Okay.
You really don't.
But they're filed away under new folder. Like, how couldn't you find them?
It took a very long time. It took a good hour because, see, when the way that Foundry works is all of your tokens have a location that's in there, and if you move where the token is in the folder, it fully breaks inside of Foundry. So I organized all of the file paths and everything, and then had to reset most, if not all, of your tokens that we use often. Same goes for all the scenes and everything like that. And what we also did is, if I could direct your attention, if everybody's on Foundry,
I am not.
yeah, hop on there.
But you forgot the most important thing.
Oh, what?
I moved those files onto your computer over a year ago.
Yeah, so it did take a year for me to. Oh yeah, so I also he moved those like Kyle just mentioned. He moved all those files over to my computer. He sent them all to me so I could host the game on my end. And I was scrolling through and like sort of taking in the job of organizing it yesterday, and I found a little audio file, and it said custom song, and I was like, oh yeah, wow. Kyle this must be another long con, another package that makes me cry or something like that. Maybe it's Kyle strumming along on an acoustic guitar, singing, a random, like a musical song that would make me like gush and cry. And I was like, wow, I'm really excited. So I opened up Media Player and push play, and it played that good old tune, Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up." And
How long was it sitting there?
it was for a year.
Okay, no, hold on.
For a year.
Isn't that from back when you trolled us?
No,
No, it's actually the song exists in 2 locations in the files.
yes, it was in 2 places. But the first place it was correctly labeled as Rickroll. I think I deleted that one, and then this one just said custom song on it, and I had no idea what that meant. Because Kyle is a genuinely nice person, when in this game at least, I expected it to be an eminently positive thing, but truly it was a Rickroll, and it was a long con Rickroll, the best kind of Rickroll.
I see Sog typing.
Yes. One other thing that I wanted to say, and I do give full credit to Kyle for this, is that we've done a little bit of a job updating the LCAR interface to make it just more like what I actually use it for. So if I bring you all to the bridge, you'll notice that there are a couple of things missing. Who wants to raise their hand? Yeah.
The entire header.
Yeah, so that entire top band, I mean, Kyle, when he was running his Star Trek Adventures game, he would use that really often. At least ostensibly, that's what I infer. Basically the only thing that does for me is just fill the entire screen with tokens and stuff.
I forgot to make the popcorn chicken. God damn it.
So I got rid of it. I also got rid of we also got rid of the thing on the left that has all the station rooms on it. Because ostensibly, if we're going to be on the station, it's usually going to be its own token rather than that, and it doesn't really add value to me because I drag and drop tokens anyway.
Right.
So we also made the away team in the lower decks area bigger, just so that number one, if we have a lot of lower deckers in this that we're thinking about using for a scene, I can drag them out there. Also, it could be a good thing in the future to use for when they have official activations, that I keep them over there just so that I know and that we know.
That's exactly what it's for.
Yeah, for sure. So
Rebuild my bridge though.
yeah, does everybody like we sort of put this change in mind without polling y'all, but do you guys like it's a little bit more sleek, I think.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yes,
Yeah.
for you're super quiet.
I'll turn you up.
Great.
Sorry. It's because of the echoing thing. We won't bug you about it anymore.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah. Yep, for sure. Gotcha. At least I do, because I haven't turned you up, but yeah.
Maybe less cluttered, but it's got a lot less style.
Yeah, and the style aspects are going away, and maybe in the future we can talk about, instead of maybe having a big bar across the top, maybe we could have like a fun border around the entire thing that doesn't interfere with this sort of black space that we have up here. But yeah, too much hassle. But yeah, so I think I'm ready to start up here. Does anybody have any questions before the session starts?
Nothing helpful.
Where were we?
Yeah, good question. Here, let me do an intro quick. And are we recording, Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Uh, hello and welcome to the USS Guan Yu, a Star Trek Adventures RPG show here on the Guan Yu channel. I am your wonderful game master, Tyler. We are joined by 4 of our 5 crew people. Last we left off, we had a fun time with the Prime Directive. The away team consisting of Commander Hagen, Commander Kelly, CPO Ramirez, and Woodyard, and I believe that's it, right? Yeah, they all beamed down to the alien planet in hopes of finding the Orion signatures that were in the forest. Upon stumbling on some traps and very skillfully hiding with a close call from a Orion patrol that was triggered from the alarm, the crew people attempting to leave the sort of transport inhibitor area were accosted by some natives to the planet. They were taken on board cat mounts back to the village, where they were slightly kind of interrogated by the 3 leaders of the village. Right at the end, I think we left on a little bit of a cliffhanger because I'm a fun guy. Is that right?
I believe so.
Not really. Kind of. The chief locks eyes with
Oh,
Kestra
yeah.
as she reads a thought for the first time in a week.
Yeah. You Kestra finally, after a week or so, getting some telepathic information from the leader, sense that they were kind of, sort of in the clear. So, I'm going to be taking that momentum from you. And because I sense that we're not going to be staying in the village for too long, and also some particularly harrowing events could be in our near future, I am going to declare this as a, dare I say, 4-threat game. 4,
Yeah, you can have a total of 4 threat.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And
hold
when
up, hear me
Rappel
out.
gets in here, yeah.
If we promise to stay in the village, can we make it a 2 threat?
That's not good. It's gonna work. That's funny though.
You're the one that
alright.
added the stipulation of us leaving.
Yeah, I suppose. We're gonna go ahead and activate you.
And technically, I'm not even down there, so my threat shouldn't count.
That's okay though. I'm gonna just put you on the map token for now, and lay out a little scene here. I don't have an internal of the 10th year in, but I do want to put this out here for you. We got some tokens. And where is thank you? And then our wonderful other people. So we have Hagen at the lead. We have. Okay, is this the entrance?
That's the entrance.
All right. I'll change my entire plan for you. Absolutely. There you go. And then I believe we had keep drawing fucking boxes. I'm gonna kill you. You got Kelly, and let's grab some lower deckers. We got CPO Carlos Ramirez, and we're missing one. Oh yeah, our little ensign. Let's get him out there.
Little.
Yeah, well, and
How tall is Woodyard?
Oh no, I think he was tall but skinny, so I think he was probably around 6 foot.
Jesus Christ. You're the only
He
one
was
in
heels.
here that's even close to a reasonable height among these people.
Yeah, standing at a abysmal height. CPO Ramirez is probably pretty average. I would put him as a little bit stockier, so maybe like 5'10", 5'11". Yeah.
Mhm.
And Kelly and Hagen are down there, and sub 5'6".
Hagen is 5'4".
Let me move these around.
Saoirse is
So-
5'5", but her spiky hair makes her 5'7".
You you see the 3 leaders in front of you. These are the same token, and they're not supposed to be. Give me 1 second. After a full year, I am still learning how to do this.
As you do.
Give me 1 second here. You are okay.
Best part is when he drags out that token, it's going to be the same thing again.
No. Nope.
Yes.
It will not be. I am determined for it not to be the same person. Oh, perfect. I beat you. Yeah, you see the 3 leaders standing in front of you. The man who escorted you on the convoy of cat horses in front of you. You see, again, standing well over 7 foot, long white hair sort of cascading down in a rather like lion-esque haircut, like white beard fully. You see that he's cut. He's wearing sort of beige brown garments that are just fitting over, and you can see a muscled torso sort of peeking through the open vest. The person on the left, you see that he has a much larger frame, but is still not quite as tall as the middle person. This guy up here, sort of bald, white hair, down across the sides and the back, and you see a smear of mud across his face. The gentleman to your right, maybe the shortest out of the 3, 6'6", but lumberjack build fully. You see sort of white, slightly blondish hair, completely bald head, but blondish beard right there. This man approaches you, and he says, "My name is Jan."
Jan.
What is your name?
Nestra.
Yeah, that's your name. I spelled it. Tell us about these criminals.
They
What do you
are
know?
raiders. They don't create for themselves. They steal from other people. They are known to be violent, sadistic, cruel, and dangerous. Supremely dangerous.
So, you intended on hunting them.
Yes.
They have been raiding our peaceful village for, well, no. Give me a little bit longer. He says a length of time. The translator translates it to around, like 2 months. They have grown more and more aggressive as time has passed.
Unfortunately, peaceful villages are their primary targets.
We have successfully driven them off with what few men we have here, and by building the wall. We used to venture out freely into the forest to feed our children and feed our families, but now only few, the most daring, venture out. And if they do, they venture out in force.
So, question.
Yeah.
When I saw them eating,
Yeah.
it was all carnivorous stuff. Like they didn't have a lot of agriculture, not a lot of food, like grains, vegetables, farming stuff. It was mostly scavenging.
Yeah, go ahead and give me insight. I'll give you science. And I'll just say difficulty 1.
I don't suppose I could sell you on xenopsychology.
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Take a threat.
As this is happening, what are
Dear
the other
God.
as this is happening, what is Commander Kelly doing?
Listening, because
Listening.
I have questions.
All right. Ensign Woodyard. What is Ensign Woodyard doing? Sort of at the back of the pack.
Trying to very slyly take scans with his tricorder.
Ooh.
Oh no, Woodyard!
Yum, nom, 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 nom. What? You're
Why
trying to
is
be.
the skinny one beeping?
You're trying to be. You're trying to be subtle with this. Number 1, I'm assuming. Number 2, what are you scanning for?
Just the number of people, technology. If there's any kind, I know that we already know that there's some Klingon technology here. So I wanted to know if there's any other kinds of alien technology here. That kind of stuff. I don't think that it's going to be that obvious, right, guys? I mean, I'm going to be in the back, and I'm just going to have a little circle there, and
Woodyard,
and I'm
I
Yeah.
understand completely why you have done this, and I agree it's exactly what Woodyard would do, but it's the worst possible time to do it.
God damn it, right?
Hey, that's
I'm not-
okay.
I'm not trying to be lawful stupid, by the way. I'm just,
You're just
you know.
committed. I get you.
around.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna ask for 2 rolls for you. Number 1, I will. The first one will be for the scan. So you said that you were scanning specifically for technology, correct?
Yeah.
This will be I love doing this, but I will let you declare your difficulty. So I will say, depending on how sort of deep of a scan you're going, if you're just going for a trace, like if you're just going a little blip and then hiding it back again, I'll say difficulty 1, and I won't ask for a stealth roll. However, with difficulty up to difficulty 3, I will give you more information on the base one, but you'll need to keep the tricorder out for just a little bit longer, and then I'm going to ask for a little bit of a subterfuge roll.
I mean, I'm gonna say 2 because
2?
I want. Yes, I
Here.
do want to get a trace.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
I do want to get a trace, but I don't want to have to, do massive amounts of scanning.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and give me. So yeah, this will be reason science difficulty 2.
Okay, I'm gonna spend one, add 1 threat,
Add 1 to threat. Gotcha.
and I'm gonna focus sensor operations. I'm assuming.
If you were on your station on the ship, I would say sensor operations for sure. With a hand tricorder, in this situation, I'm gonna say no.
Okay. All right. Well, if I can't get a good roll on reason science, then I don't know what I can get one on.
Yeah, that's right. The beautiful roll, 1 momentum generated.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you your information first. What you get on the scan, because that would you would be able to get that scan information before you are potentially detected. First for Hagen, are you gonna be? Ooh, that complication is out there, huh?
Yeah, but that's just on remembering if I saw people.
You still succeed too.
Yeah.
You see, you were sort of you were looking around, but Jan was walking pretty quickly in front of you. You were able to see, yeah, they do eat meat. they appear to, I mean, not just like squirrels and other like small stuff. You see like what would be the equivalent on this planet of like a deer or like a larger, like a badger or something like that. Like larger things. You also see some sort of vegetation that they're eating. You see berries, things like that. In terms of knowing if they have like a set up agriculture, though, that's not something that you are able to see just from that little glimpse.
Right.
And you didn't see any fields on your way in.
Right. I guess my thing is, did I see any bread? Because bread means agriculture 100% of the time.
I will say that the complication is that you don't get a firm yes or no on that.
Okay.
Don't eat bread? Like, bread's like a staple of
Right, but only if you have agriculture. You need to be able to
Oh.
grow food in the ground in order to get bread.
Any other? You are certainly able to. You're able to spend to obtain information if you wanted to on that rule, or did you get all the
No,
stuff that you needed? Okay,
I got what I needed.
gotcha.
So the raiders, they patrol the forest.
Yes, they often come through the forest. We've seen them. They look like us. We are not sure from which village they come from. Woodyard, I'm gonna have you give me a. This is gonna be presence science.
Is this the stealth roll?
This will be stealth roll for Woodyard. Yeah. Did I say Hagen? I meant Woodyard.
No. I was just questioning because
Okay.
couldn't it possibly be control?
Control or daring, which are better than presence, for sure.
So, I'm saying presence because this is something that, I mean, especially scientists that are studying pre-warp civilizations, they need to show what they're doing, right? In a way that's not exposing anything. Yeah, you know what? I'll say control.
There we go.
Whoever suggested control, I didn't see who it was. I love you.
Yeah,
That would be Kestra Hagen, pro bono rules lawyer.
MD. I will say control security. No, not control science. I'm sorry.
Science.
Difficulty
Okay.
of 2.
Difficulty of 2. Okay, I'm going to add one more to threat again.
All right.
And 2 difficulty. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Very, very sneaky. Yeah. Hagen, I don't even. You're not even aware of this in character. What's happening?
No, I think my focus is definitely on the main leader guy that I'm talking to, and I'm like still trying to like attenuate, telepathically here. So my focus is on these guys, not on whatever Woodyard's doing, which might be a mistake, but we'll see.
Yeah. Woodyard, I didn't give you the information on your original roll, so I will do that now.
You did not. I want to also use, if I can, my science officer role to get one extra obtain information, and maybe even possibly that extra momentum that I rolled, but I'm not sure.
That's already in the bank. You're all good.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So I'll give you what you were asking specifically for the role, in terms of alien information that you can detect. So you're far enough away from the Kelvinite traces in the mountains at this point. Your tricorder range is pretty standard. Might be a little bit reduced just due to the Kelvinite being in the vicinity in general. But you detect this gentleman, who you do not know his name,
Okay.
The one with the smear across his face. He is the one who has the disruptor in his hands, and he's looking
Okay.
at it. He's looking at the barrel of it. He's looking like down the barrel of it too. He seems very perplexed as to what it is, but he knows that it shoots fire. You also detect a very small communicator, also Klingon, in the village, in your general vicinity.
Near us? Like
Woodyard
in
would
this room?
I will tell you that it
Okay.
is not in this room.
Yeah. And I can't. Yeah. And I can't use my obtain information to determine
You
how far away it
You
is.
certainly could, if you want to.
Well, I would love to. I would love to.
Distance
use
and
my obtain
direction.
information. Yeah, to pinpoint the location. How about that?
Okay. You detect that again. It's not even like a Klingon communicator that they would have on their arm to hail. It's smaller than that. Something that would be used for local communications only. You detect that closer to, still within the confines of the wall in the village. You detect that in the common area. So where all the people were eating, where they were conversing, where you saw children playing, in that area. Sort of, because you walk down a sort of a longer walkway to get into this tent. In the, I guess it would be to the south of you in the village, where all the communal eating and all of that stuff was happening. That's where
And to my knowledge, there are no Klingons or Orion in that area, in that room, as we walked past it or through it. You said, right?
Ask your question again. I'm sorry.
As we walked past it or through it, we did not see any Klingons and or Orions there.
You did not see any Klingons for sure when you were walking by. In terms of seeing Orions, the natives and the Orions look very, very, very similar.
Very similar. Okay.
There are no Klingons on the planet. There are Klingon weapons on the planet, though.
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut until it's we get into the group where we can talk privately.
Well, so you still are allowed to spend if you have additional questions tied to your thing. So you did a pretty general scan. You were able to hide it pretty well, actually. So if you had another question, it would just cost a momentum.
You know what? I don't have another question right now because I'm afraid that if I ask a question, I'm gonna lead myself off into a wild goose chase and get a wrong answer. So I'm just gonna stay silent right now.
Okay, wisdom. So for this,
Woodyard learning restraint. Heck yeah.
You see, Jan looks at you all, sort of looks over you and says, "You may be allies in whatever fight to come. We could use all the bodies that we need. While we do not have much, I see no reason why you should not partake in this village's food and water if you require it."
If your resources are that scarce, we do have our own supplies. Should last us at least a couple of days.
Well, as you know, fellow Anzai, we are collective. Any supplies that you have, we will ask that you turn them in.
The Anzai was the name that he used as for the people.
Yep. Anzai, that is the demonym of this people,
Noted.
or the collective noun.
Of course.
If I may, I have some questions about the raiders.
You see that this gentleman comes over, sort of, actually kind of gets in your personal space a little bit, and says, "Yes, we have lost many to them."
Were there any strange events that precipitated their arrival?
There was, not that I can recall. It just sort of started one day. The first raid, they came through the forest, and of course, we always greeted travelers from other places. They did not follow the road, but that is their business. We went out and greeted them. They demanded that we provide them with supplies for their group. They said that they were creating a small settlement in the forest, and that we were meant to provide them with supplies in order to get started. When we said that we could help them locate their own supplies and food, and we offered to show them our source of water, they became agitated. They began to demand what little we had. When my predecessor, Jal, when he refused, they attacked us. 1 second later, I was standing directly behind him. He simply vanished in a green flash of light. The smell. You see that he kind of gags to himself. We immediately retreated. They ran away. The following week they came with more numbers, more demands. We had little choice.
Was there a severe storm sometime before they arrived?
Did you hear something like thunder on a cloudless day?
There was some of the children were saying that when they were out exploring, they heard loud noises, but they were children. We didn't take them. They are often imaginative, especially our youngest.
I kind of look over at Kelly and do a little nod.
Ellie nods back and then turns her attention back to the one speaking to her. When they come to attack, what do they take?
They raid our food stores. We have since moved them further away from the wall, but back then we kept our food close to where the food came from. They would charge in. We would attempt to stop them. They would threaten us with whatever this weapon is, and he holds up the disruptor. And knowing what had happened, we relented. But we've been training up the adults, and we have been fighting them off for some weeks now, while the wall was being constructed.
Chief Mirandez looks at the weapon and
Yeah.
says, "May I study it closer? I won't touch it."
He walks back over, and he shows it to you. Yeah, it looks like it appears to be. You got that piece of information last time that the sort of the not the end part of the serial number, but the beginning designation was the same as the other signatures on the transport inhibitors. You see the serial number directly on where the Klingons put it on the handle. Yeah,
Okay.
you see it appears to be fairly worn, but other than that, looks fairly standard.
Okay. Thank you.
I apologize for the repeated questions, but I just want to clarify. They have not made an attempt to abduct any of your people?
Why would you ask such a question?
Other times we've encountered them, they have.
They are known to press people into forced labor.
And the fact that they haven't is something we must consider.
You see that they convene for a second. They go to the far end of the tent. The bearded one sort of lumbers over. He eyes you rather suspiciously. Jan and this gentleman, they seem to be fairly amiable. This guy is giving you guys needle eyes as he walks by.
What's his dealio? What's his emotional state?
Yeah, I'll give that to you. He's extremely guarded.
Like,
Yeah.
secretive guarded or paranoid guarded?
He's just a person that doesn't like letting people in. A lot like my dad that way.
So
Oops.
more paranoid than, hey, I feel you on that one. More paranoid than secretive.
Yeah. That's sort of what you glean from him. Any deeper, I would ask for a roll, but that's sort of the vibe that you get off of him.
Oh God, should I?
Should you?
I think I'll rest for now. I can hear Dr. Grix's voice in my head going, "Do not."
Yeah, you
Look
see
at our
a little
blue shirts
flashback.
showing restraint.
This is like the best away team you guys have ever led, and you almost got caught twice. So they convene for a moment, then whisper. Yeah, you're not, unless you guys are trying to like actively listen in. They sort of have very hushed voices.
I'm just getting an emotional read of all three of them as they're talking, but that's it.
Yeah,
Porters have pretty sophisticated audio receptors, don't they?
your
eyeball cannot hear.
It's stated to have all the functionality of a tricorder. My eyeball quite possibly can, in fact, hear.
I wouldn't give you that for free. I would let you roll for it if you wanted to put effort into turning your eye into an ear. Metaphorically.
Well,
she's not using it to see right now. She's got an eye patch
detected
on.
vibrations in the air.
I'll let you if you really truly want to listen in. I'll give it to you for control engineering difficulty 2 comp 2.
I'll go for it. Control engineering difficulty 2 comp 2.
Yeah.
You can't let him have his eye be an ear.
Look, if tricorders can detect fluctuations in air currents, they can detect sound.
Okay.
Wild what's happening. No, go ahead.
Okay, so
Are you
I
adding the
will.
threat?
Yeah, I will give you a threat for bold.
Christ.
Espionage focus.
No. Yeah.
Alright, here we go.
Yeah, you got a momentum.
I'll
They
roll that 17.
Okay.
All right. There we go.
Yeah. So you close your eyes and you configure your eye to detect audio. Yeah, that happens. So you go full full RoboCop vision in your one eye. You zoom in, and what was quiet to your actual ears gets translated into audio sound. You hear this one say, "I do not trust them. They could be infiltrators, interlocutors. They could be trying to abduct us. We don't know." This Jan looks at him and says, "Oka, we have to. This could be a sign. The attacks have. There hasn't been an attack in a week, and so one is due in the next day or so. If they can help, we need all the bodies that we can." See that they nod. They have not. We haven't noticed anybody missing. Jan says.
Well, that's good. Well,
He stares intensely at you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I wanna.
Yeah, take your time. Social conflict is fun.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Well, then you guys are lucky. Consider yourselves lucky that you haven't lost a single person. My
I
compliments
imagine
to
they've
your
lost
You see-
quite a
to the
few.
defenses.
You see, Jan approaches you, Commander Hagen, and he says,
Mhm.
"Well, if you are offering your aid, then we accept it."
yes, I believe that we can be of some assistance.
Do you know where their encampment is? We saw you wandering around.
We have a good idea of where it is, yes. Although, it appears that they've lined the entrances to their encampments with some form of alarm. It makes that loud noise that you heard.
We did hear that. How was that sound created? He looks at you.
Honestly, I'm not sure. It's, could be any number of things.
Give me. I'm gonna ask for a roll on that. Give me a. Give me daring, con.
Or presence con.
No, it's gonna be daring this time, buddy.
Come on.
It's
Presence the last lie.
Yeah, lies build up, and this one. For a
It's
guy looking for
technically
answers.
I'm not 100% sure where the alarm came from.
Yeah, daring con, and yeah, this is going to be opposed, unfortunately for you.
Come on, Jesus Christ. My target number is 10.
His
50% chance.
his actually isn't that much better for insight con, but yeah. Would you like to buy any dice?
Yeah, I guess. I'm gonna take. Fuck. I'll buy a full suite. With threat, I guess. Fuck.
All right. Yeah, I will. I will just buy 2 dice.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna cite. It is true from a certain point of view.
All right.
And I've got that extra determination from last session.
You're more than welcome to use that.
I absolutely do.
Are you still buying up to 4 plus the value?
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
I will spend 3 of that back to get 4 dice. I'm not gonna have him. He doesn't have a value for this, unfortunately. But
Oh dear, fuck.
yikers, Raj.
Should diplomacy have counted as a focus here?
Yeah, the 2 would be a crit then.
Okay, so yeah, that would be 4
4,
successes, and I'll spend 2 to quash, I guess.
All right. We'll have a focus. 4 dice. Yeah. All right. By the way, update. I took away the wah 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 sound from when I roll comps.
Oh, come on! It's the best!
It wasn't making me feel good.
It was making us feel great.
I'm cool with that.
1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
but you're all the bad guys. So, really, I mean...
Okay, but he's also all of our friends.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
No, not all of our friends. We are also some of our friends.
That's true.
Yeah, semantically. 1 float.
And technically, sorry, let's keep going on technicalities. At one point, he wasn't all of the bad guys either. Right,
Fair.
Yeah, you see. Jeez. He looks at you and says, "Yes, many strange events have been happening as of late, and makes sense. I may have been wrong to misjudge you. You seem... Well, you are rather short." He's looking down at you. We value height in our village and in our people. Maybe
Sersha is biting her lip.
ooh,
Estra's face,
like sexily?
serene.
No, like, I
Oh.
can't say anything, I can't say anything, I can't say anything, I can't say anything.
Okay.
No, she's kind of like looking pointedly sideways up at the roof.
We value height in our people. Perhaps an exception can be made of you. And he...
You see Titan go to open his mouth and they go,
you see he extends his left hand, his palm facing towards you, and holds it at your height.
Can I get an impression of what he wants me to do here?
Just for fun, give me an insight con. Yeah, this would be challenging. Insight con diff 2.
Take that float momentum for a dice.
The float goes away, but I will take I will add another threat.
Okay.
Oh, or take a momentum rather. I'm sorry.
Yep. Diplomacy apply? Or xenopsychology?
I will take xenopsychology for this.
I knew this was gonna come in handy. I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to put that out there. Okay, cool.
Commander Hagen, if you didn't know any better, he's offering you a high 5.
What was the difficulty on this?
2.
Oh.
You thought I would lie? No,
Yeah.
I would just not tell you. If you had rolled a complication fail, I would have said something funny, like like you reaching out and holding his hand.
I guess
Yeah,
I copy the motion and do the thing.
Yeah, you see he strikes your hand with a good amount of force.
Mhm.
Dish! Makes a clap that sort of resonates out. Your little tiny hand fits into his palm. And he looks at the hand and
kind of like
looks at you.
has to act like that didn't hurt a little bit. It did.
He to your astonishment, he slightly giggles. He goes, and he goes, "We are going to convene. I offer you what little we have. Please feel free to make yourselves comfortable. When you are ready to head out, I would be happy to assist."
Thank you very much.
And I turn around. I give whatever like a nod of acknowledgement. Turn around and walk out. And expect my team to follow.
Ursha follows.
Chief bows and exits.
You bow.
That's the general way to say goodbye or something.
I was gonna
That
bow,
is
but
not
then
universal.
yeah, I was gonna bow, but then I was like, maybe not.
When you bow, they look at you kind of strange. They kind of squint their eyes a little bit, and they just kind of stare at you a little bit.
The chief then just exits. Then he'll just go ahead and exit.
Hey, Chief?
You see, as you guys walk out, you hear an untranslatable, like phrase being uttered by this gentleman, and Jan, you hear laughs, and you walk out.
Chief.
I think we do try to find somewhere a bit secluded.
Sersha
not
just like
so
puts
much
her
that it's,
hand
like,
around the
suspicious.
chief's shoulder, just like, Chief, buddy.
Not so
Gestures
much.
are not universal.
I think we find somewhere secluded, not so much that it is suspicious, but just enough so that, like, we've kind of got an eye on the party, and we're far enough away, and that, us talking can't be overheard.
Gotcha. You walk back out of the sort of canvas, slight kind of like rawhide door flap. You walk out and you see as you walk out, the people who are sort of crowded around the walkway, eating on either end. You see that some, if not most of them, were sort of looking at the tent and talking to themselves. And as soon as you walk out, they all sort of go right back to what they were doing. You're looking for a secluded place, sort of outside of the common area, sort of to your right, further along. There are what looks to be some residential tents that don't appear to have anybody by them at the moment.
Yeah, I think that we do go there just for Kestra to, like, turn around and be like,
All right, so, we definitely need to make a report, and I don't think we can do it in the middle of this village.
is there a way to turn the volume down on a communicator?
Perhaps we can probably just
I can.
text them. Can we just send like text only?
Sersha taps the side of her head meaningfully.
Yes, send a message to the Guan Yu. Ask them if they were listening to that.
Sersha will ping the Guan Yu.
All right, let's get some tokens dragged over.
Green 8-bit text starts going across the view screen.
Give me one
She could
second
literally
here.
pick any type of font for this.
Searcha would, and there would be a little like sort of like 16-bit SNES era Searcha with like a text box in the fucking corner.
Yep.
Who would be here? We got
We've even taken the
Dune.
time
We
to
got
update your avatar to your current outfit.
Why not?
we got Skittles. We got Paul. Sarah Mitchell at the helm. You would have already sent Takara down.
Yeah.
We're gonna run that. Yeah. That would have already happened.
None of it has to be run. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Edwards, you're sort of sitting there. Ensign Strasser has been keeping you appraised of the location of the away team. Ensign Strasser turns around and says, Captain, they appear to be in the center of a good 250 natives of the planet. They appear to be in the village.
Well, let's not blow their cover. We've got.
Yeah, Ensign Strasser goes, oh, damn it, I hate when she does this.
And there it is.
Yeah, Kelly's, God. The entire computer screen has gone from the LCARs to green 8-bit text. Putting it on screen, and you see the screen goes to text mode. What is Commander Kelly texting?
He's texting that, Captain, I have been instructed to report to you that we have encountered a native village. We have not revealed ourselves as per the Prime Directive, but have offered to assist them against the Orion Raiders. The Orion Raiders are using Klingon technology. We have serial numbers from multiple different bits they're using. And significantly, I have reason to suspect that they crashed.
Okay. Is that where the message ends?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Enter dictation mode, I guess. Types back to her.
Computer goes, state authorization. Dictation mode activated in Kelly's voice.
I did
She has
want to
too much
point
power
out
on this ship.
we have had the communicator open this whole time. It's just that the Guan Yu's end has been muted, so they can't
Yes.
talk to us, but they can hear everything that's happening around us.
Yeah, I will say that everybody on the bridge was able to sort of get most, if not all, of the conversation with the leaders. Oh,
Yeah, like I got the words they were saying and the double talk, but I didn't know about the serial numbers or the type of weapons, stuff like that, things I couldn't say out loud. Which is where the text comes into play.
Right.
Acknowledge Searcha. We'll scan for any wreckage, see if we can't find them, maybe figure out, track their impulse signature from the crash. I have Takara in the woods to the southwest of your camp in case you need assistance. She's under orders not to engage unless required.
Understood, Captain. There's kelpinite in the mountains. Now that you know it's there, you should be able to compensate for its scattering properties.
Yeah, Kelpinite might be able to fuck up a tricorder, but the Guan Yu.
Not the Guan Yu. Knowledge will start our search there.
Alright.
Goes without saying. Yeah, that's fine. They'll figure it
out. All right. Captain Edwards, you are in command on the bridge. I'm going to take a momentum away from the new scene. What would you like to do?
Okay, who do I actually have?
Actually, hold that thought. I'm going to run to the restroom quick.
Going to the bathroom by yourself? No, I'm with the science team. Yeah.
Yay!
Got 2 activated. 3, yeah. Shit. Alright, we're down to 3 because Sarah doesn't have constant presence yet.
Wait, she doesn't have a conscience just yet?
No.
What do you mean?
I'm making sure I activate the appropriate amount of lower deckers. Sarah still counts as activation until the end of this mission, and then she's a free activate every time.
Oh, okay.
So there's 3 right now. There's Ramirez, there's Takara, and there's Sarah, so I've got 1 more. Do I want a nerd or an engineer? I'm gonna go with the engineer.
Again, I will support Rokel's idea of just orbital strikes from orbit would just end this whole thing.
And all of our careers.
You want to get kicked out of Starfleet back to the KDF? Because that's how you get kicked out of Starfleet back to the KDF.
And then I think from the KDF to
He
Rurapente.
would get he would get promoted and over there. He'll probably
Not
he'll
so
probably look at
much, I think,
Yeah,
considering
yeah.
that your job is to ingratiate yourself to the Federation.
Right. Now,
And you would
if
have
you were on a
voluntarily
Klingon ship,
completely screwed that over.
right, if you were on a Klingon ship, maybe. But having done that on a Federation ship, and then getting booted back to the KDF because the Federation's like, what the fuck, dude? Why did your guy do this? That's
That-
dishonorable.
That
Oh,
that
he-
would qualify as dishonorable because you
Yeah.
have made a deliberate choice to screw up your mission.
Of course, this entire situation would have happened against my orders, so he wouldn't even make it back to the KDF. I know for a fact there's an airlock right outside that door.
It was legitimate self-defense. I was defending my career.
Alrighty. Sorry, I'm back.
That's okay. You didn't want to hear anything.
Oh god.
We are upstanding citizens of the Federation and Klingon Empire.
Maybe I don't want to be back. Jesus Christ. Yes, planning.
Nothing
we going
wrong.
with the nuke from
Isn't
orbit
that right,
idea
Luca?
or what?
No, we are not going with the nuke from orbit idea.
Raquel's very disappointed now. But you won't go with it then.
Alright. Captain
Yeah,
Edwards, what
Raquel-
would you like to do?
Raquel was going to take a 20-meter walk out of a 10-meter airlock. Okay. We'll start our search for any crashed wreckage. See if we can't. We already know where their camp is, but we'll start in the north by the mountains. Lieutenant Dune, begin a sensor search pattern. Compensate for the Calvinite in the mountains.
Aye, sir. You're
That's
looking
our
for
last
what
activation,
specifically?
by the way. Well, so we know of their camp. They
Yep.
either built the transport inhibitor area around their crash, or they crashed somewhere else and moved to that location due to the proximity of the town that they're currently raiding. So,
Okay.
we are scanning for wrecked ships, specifically a Klingon of origin.
Okay. Specifically Klingon of origin. Gotcha. Who would like to control Lieutenant Dune if Lieutenant Dune is searching for this?
We get to activate him. What are we gonna give him? Let's bump his science up to 4.
Wait a minute, wasn't Lieutenant Dune made head of engineering on the station?
No.
No, that was Zeg. That was
Zeg was made head of
Oh,
security.
okay, yeah. My bad.
And Kelly, you want to find a new talent for Dune? He's got cautious engineering already.
I love the finishing focuses that these guys get. Derby racing.
That's a good question.
Hey, what's wrong with derby racing?
Literally nothing.
It is the best focus out there. Next to, of course, 21st century military aircraft.
Derby racing.
Who's
ooh,
controlling Dune? Are we getting that stuff figured out first? Or?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
looking up potential talents, was it?
yeah, talent for Dune, and I'm giving him the focus of and not engine power systems, but what? I don't want flight systems. Like, I guess it's just engines.
What?
For how about just subsystems or warp theory something? Warp theory or something like that.
Since you're upping his science, you could give him like a science-related one.
No, I'm not
Censored
upping his science.
operations.
I changed mine.
Wait, I thought Dunn
No,
was,
I'm trying to give
was engineering.
I'm trying to give him something engineering that could be useful right now, like a focus in warp exhaust systems. There you go.
All right. Yeah, add to a sheet.
Our
Something
engine
he
Yeah,
uses
there we
in,
go.
like-
Because I could
Yeah.
not find a fucking list of all engineering talents that didn't just have every talent ever on it.
Give him engine exhaust systems so that he's
Yeah,
not just limited to. Yeah.
Use Jackie, use the character creator, and then you pull up the talents, and then you just type like engineering,
Yeah, just found
Yeah,
it.
there's a drop down for engineering here.
and then
How about just maybe warp engines instead?
Engines as a focus.
What's his
Engine
engineering
exhaust
score?
system just
4?
sounds weird.
4. Yeah,
How about percussive maintenance?
I love percussive maintenance.
When you attempt to control engineering test, you can add 2 to threat to user daring instead of control. His daring is way less than his control.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. But Saoirse could actually use that. Her daring is pretty amazing.
You look at past the red line. Oh, not enough daring.
what's the daring got to be?
10 for past the
Nah,
red line.
damn. Then we'll never get it up there.
Oh, meticulous. How's his control look?
His control is
Control's fine.
is second only to reason.
Okay, yeah. You are patient, methodical, and check for errors before considering tasks complete. Whenever they use
That's-
engineering to complete a task, you may negate one complication generated from the roll. However, during timed tasks or challenges, you take one more interval to complete the task.
That's perfect because he has cautious engineering.
There we
Good.
go. Synergy.
Here, do you want the text for that? Oh, you got it?
I got
Okay.
it.
All right. Now that we got that, so we're doing a search pattern for a potential crash Klingon area.
Yeah.
Klingon ship. Go ahead and
Well,
give me-
ship,
Mhm.
and chances are very good it's Klingon.
I gotcha. And you're searching specifically in the mountains?
We're compensating for the Calvinite in the mountains, and we're starting our search at the known location of their camp.
The known location of their camp.
So
Gotcha.
the general area that we know we can't beam people out of. So, because they either crashed there or they walked to there.
All right, let me pull this up quick. So you are trying to scan in this area.
We can't see it.
Yep.
Do.
Because the camp is, it's in this square.
Yeah, so we're starting there and we're working our way out.
From that area.
Yeah, and obviously, spiral search pattern from that point out.
Okay. I'll make this. Yeah. I will say, For Lieutenant Dune, it's going to be control engineering or science. Difficulty. I'll say difficulty of from where you're starting. Give me difficulty 4.
Okay. Assisted by the ship.
Yep. The ship's just going to be assisting with sensors engineering.
And using his focus of engine exhaust systems as basically he's looking for the remnants of a crashed ship, everything that would come out of a spewing engine.
Absolutely.
Pinpoint. Okay. And gonna definitely buy with cautious, assisted by the ship. And I'm gonna buy a second one with threat. Up to 4. Guan, you don't fail me now. Thank you, Beer.
Guan Yu hasn't rolled yet.
I know.
It's like, all right, boss. What if that was the Guan Yu's voice?
Kestra, want to grab the Guan Yu for me? Good talk.
Kestra? Okay.
Okay, sensors engineering or sensor science.
Either one.
Sensor suites. Character performs a task and it can reduce the difficulty by 1, so it is now a difficulty 3 task. I love my ship. Do 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 do. 6 successes, difficulty 3.
You are completely capped. Okay. You do not detect a crashed or otherwise vessel in that area. However, that's the general objective of your role. You do not detect that. As a matter of fact, you do not detect. I'll give you even more since you did really well. You do not detect a ship anywhere in the search in this map. You do, however, with that beautiful roll, you do detect a small. This would be considered maybe like a scale 2. A scale 2 Klingon fighter. Not anywhere in the search grid, but hidden inside of a cave in the mountains.
Okay. Scale 2. Obtain information. How many people could that fit?
Yeah. Klingon scale versus Federation scale is different. For that, it would be able to fit a maximum of 6 people.
Can Raquel go through the Klingon database to figure out what ship of that size can possibly fit down there?
Mm-hmm. One moment here.
As a Klingon, would he already know that information?
Yeah, I'll say. Are you asking about the specific class, or like the specific ship? Are you asking about?
Yeah, Raquel probably knows something about and through like KDF records of like a ship of that size could possibly fit down there, like the class really. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Give me one moment. I can give you that information. Have it in my notes somewhere.
Because if we know the class, we might be able to figure out how many Orions are there. We have an approximate amount as.
We just got that approximate amount.
Well, particularly, you got the amount that kind of ship would be able to hold. That's the information that I gave you.
Oh,
I'm sorry, just one moment here for me. And we all say that the Klingon book is better. Oh, there it is. Trying to give you the information you're asking about. Oh, come on. So sorry, everybody. Klingon. Those are the talents. They're all the classes of the ships. Space frames, that's what I was looking for. Okay. So this would be something akin to a. Those are old. Those are old. This would be considered a Kotak heavy fighter. Um, they, yeah, like I mentioned, they have, they are able to fit 6 normally, 12 in an emergency situation. Yeah, that's the information that you get off the scan.
okay. And we claimed we came from the north, and implies that the camp is south. What direction? This is not a scan question, just in general. From where they were picked up, what direction did we detect that the locals brought Kester and her team? Because we were tracking them the entire time.
So yeah, to give you that information, they were captured in this quadrant here, and then taken
Yeah.
north.
Okay, taken. So they took them closer to it. All right, so they're down. Okay, that's weird. All right, works for me. Oh,
Any other questions? You got a lot of information on that roll, not specifically what you were asking for.
no, that's fine. No, it works for me. I will slip into Saoirse's DMs and tell her that we have located a ship in the mountains in a cave.
Okay. Yeah. After standing and waiting for the reply with the information, let's take you back to the bridge.
You know, making small talk.
Commander Kelly, rather, you received that ping from Edwards.
And I would like to give them the distance from where they are to that cave. If it's, even remotely viable that they can get there on their own.
The distance it would be akin to 3 of those full grids away. Like, the mountains are pretty far.
Okay. So, yeah. Definitely don't want them to walk there, but I will add to my message, if you and the team can get alone, then I can move you there much faster. Yeah.
Well, Kester,
Down on the planet.
I have word.
Yes. What's going on?
They found a Klingon fighter in the mountains, hidden in a cave.
Good. That's really not good.
Should I suggest they send a security team to, lock that shit down?
Honestly, if it were up to me, I would get out of this village as quickly as we can, beam about 14 security teams down, and just take the camp.
Okay, but like, prime directive.
I know.
And we would still be leaving these people with a couple of Klingon disruptors in their possession, which I kind of have personal objections to.
Me as well.
I've been thinking about how to get those away from them. Perhaps claiming that we're familiar with the weapons, saying that they're dangerous.
Kester, they're not
Well-
stupid. They know their weapons and they know they're dangerous.
Well, yes. I'm saying dangerous to them.
Okay.
They know they're
we-
dangerous.
If I may offer a
all
suggestion,
present? Yes. That's what I was gonna do too. So sorry.
we can trade them supplies. We know what their food is like. We can replicate it in bulk. Trade supplies.
At least enough to. And we can say that we're part of a scout force. We could have the Guan Yu beam down the supplies to Ensign. What's her name? What's
But
the name of the?
Takara.
First,
All right.
I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to be willing to part with those weapons until they are assured that the raiders have been taken care of. I wouldn't, and I wouldn't really ask them to. It's a little unreasonable. Because right now, those disruptors are probably the only thing standing between them and being raided out of existence.
I think I would have to agree.
Hey, what was that?
What?
What was what?
I saw that.
Saw what?
I saw that, Orion.
What Orion?
You
The
don't
entire
act.
camp
Hey,
is
I
full of
saw
Orion
that.
Things.
Look at this. There, you don't see an Orion there, do you?
It was there for like half a second and then it disappeared.
I mean, if there is one,
GMs move stuff around all the time.
Right.
I mean, nothing that I'm doing while you guys are talking.
Anyway,
Titan says, "Listen, there's also the fact that there's a communicator inside the camp. There
I'm
may
sorry,
be
there's what?
Klingons."
That's to all of you, by the way.
Oh,
If
I did a little stealth scan. It's a real quick
I'm sorry,
one.
you did
know.
what?
I was trying to find out more information about the surroundings, and
Oh
it
my
turned
God.
up a Klingon
If-
communicator inside the camp.
If there's a Klingon communicator here inside the camp, it's probably being used as a listening device, which means we are probably compromised to the Orions.
Did you get a location?
Say that. I'm spending threat. Okay. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 gate slash tower guards, and we got making a lot of rolls. Just one moment. Fantastic.
Hashtag concerned.
You see some more people here, and you got an old lady and this guy. All right.
The old lady. What?
Got
I
this
don't see an
guy
old
who's
lady on here.
colonel. Old lady.
Ah.
All right. You see. Oh, it's not going to be that guy. Just one moment. You hear this guy. Yeah. Someone coming out of the forest. And you see a bunch of guards rush to the gate. And you hear a voice say, Now, we just would like to speak to whoever's in charge."
Thursday kind of looks to Kester and goes, "Why does he sound so punchable?"
I assume because he is.
and I go over to. Is this like a solid wall, or is it more like a palisade where there's little gaps?
You see, a little gap in this wall. I'm gonna draw this just so that y'all know. Every other wall here has like a small, slight gap in it. All right, the ones that I marked. This
Extra stands on her tippy toes to see over the.
yeah, they are all like at like the Everybody around here is so tall. Nobody's below 6 foot. You see that there are two small, like lifted up with stairs, like log stairs, and a platform here, so that you could ostensibly look over the gate on either side of the gate. And then, of course, the gate doors, which at this point are open. Okay. Yeah, you see
Okay.
some people rush, people rush, people rush, people rush, people rush. Yeah, Hagen, looking out, you see a lone green-skinned person. They appear to be wearing a long, sort of gray leather jacket, black, slightly torn undershirt underneath that, jet
Mhm.
black pants, with combat boots that go up halfway up the shin. And he has his hands up, and he has a rather dazzling smile on his face.
I gotta. Can I get a read on him? Surface level.
You do not detect anything. You do not detect anything surface. You can certainly attempt to probe further if you wish.
I'm gonna hold back for now.
Okay. Sorry, my mouth is full of pickle. Um,
Is that what we're calling it these days?
yeah, truly. You see his hands are up, and he says, "I am the leader of the raider." He does air quote settlement in the forest.
I'm gonna start transmitting this to the Guan Yu.
My name is Bazir. And I promise you that I mean no harm. There are some members of my tribe who may have stopped in lately, and I would like to perhaps speak to them. Is anyone there? You see the tower guards are all looking around. You see Jan. What does Jan do? Yeah. Jan, flanked by the other two gentlemen, begin walking out of the gate.
Well, we can't really stop him, and
Nope.
uh, Commander,
Mhm.
with all due respect, I do not believe this is going to go well.
Well,
Kind of
we're
whispered
not
it.
blown yet.
You hear
I
Jan
believe
say,
we have been blown.
More than anything, I'm insulted he called us members of his tribe. That weaselly little bastard.
you hear Bazir say, "Oh, well, you're not who I was meant to be speaking to." Leader, he bows, ridiculously, very low. They all look at each other.
I think at this point I do probe. I don't think Kesher can help herself. She's
Mhm.
She's held back for a very long time.
All right. Cool. This is going to be insight medicine. Difficulty is there are a lot of complications on it, not like rolled complications, but there are rather disadvantages due to your injury. Your injury has gotten better, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but there's still some stuff going wrong on it.
Right.
So this will be diff 5
Oh dear.
base
Mm-hmm.
+2 to difficulty 7.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
You know, that's real interesting. Um, that is real interesting that you would say that.
You begin reaching out, and you see physically see the target that you're trying to probe. It's been a bit since you've tried this.
Mm-hmm.
As you begin reaching out to your psychic senses, you immediately get just a karate chop of a migraine behind your right eye. Ugh. You kind of feel your intracranial pressure go up slightly. And you try to lock eyes with Bazir. It's pretty difficult. Are you going to attempt?
No, I think that's enough of a warning that she doesn't.
Yeah, the muscles in your neck tense up, and you do inadvertently pick up psychic senses from these guys. You get front thoughts and some like mid-level thoughts, like semi-subconscious.
Right.
Just as they're super confused, this guy is not talking like anybody they've ever met. Previously, the raiders haven't talked. They've just started shooting. You see that they are each armed with what appears to be a bow and arrow. They have sort of a quiver, fletched arrows. Each of them have maybe 6 or 7 arrows in their quiver. They look great. I mean, I'm not sure if you're an expert on bow and arrows, but they appear to be decent.
I mean, maybe you get a little bit of horse archery every now and then, but
you get anxiety, their thoughts racing, and concern that their 3 leaders just walked out to the other side of the wall. That's what you get from them.
Okay, I think Kestra starts to focus, and then immediately one hand goes up to her right eye and just pushes on. You know what you do when you have that pressure headache and you just push on your eye?
Yeah.
Just to help relieve it?
You feel blood. You taste blood at the back of your throat. It's not coming out of your nose yet, but it's certainly.
Okay. So that's not happening.
Bazir steps forward and says, "Leader, I know how suspicious you are of outsiders, and while let's put our cards on the table." He does a very high-pitched whistle, and coming out of the forest,
Get your weapons.
I think she reaches down into her boot and pulls out the Type 1 and just palms it.
one in palms. I gotcha. Let's get these guys a range better.
Can we actually see some of those Orions coming out of the forest there?
I will say, in your normal course of looking around, you're able to get an eye on not all of them all at once, but you're able to sort of look between these two couple of windows and get a sense of the numbers.
Yeah, I am streaming this encounter to the Guan Yu.
You get a back up on the bridge. You get a GoPro image of sort of what's happening. It looks to be it's POV for sure.
I think that Kestra looks at Kelly and the boar guy and talks to the bridge because she knows that this is what Kelly does, and goes,
"Be ready to see if you can get 1 or 2 security officers and modify them as quickly as you can."
1 or 2? Why not a team?
Well, because a team will take longer.
One moment here.
A team would not take long at all, Commander.
Speaking of which, hey, Kyle, can you roll a stealth roll, control security, for Takara?
Yep. Infiltration tactics.
Yeah.
Control security.
Control security, and I will let you set your difficulty.
Okay.
Else.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
Gonna set the difficulty at... I want to win. So, difficulty 4.
Okay. I will say that you will start the fight. Still, if a fight were to break out, you are going to be starting on the Orion side of the wall.
Yeah.
Get that difficulty of, you declared what, 4?
I declared 4.
Yeah, 4. I will let you pick which forest cell you're in.
Okay. I'm going to buy up with threat.
Okay. How much with threat?
I'm going to buy 1 with threat, 2 with momentum, 3 with threat.
Okay.
So, get
Gotcha.
4 threat and 2 momentum down. Full mit.
Yep.
Because I can't reroll.
Jesus
There we go.
Christ. Takara.
Yeah, with a 10 control security. 1,
Are
2.
you sure she's not like a Section 31 agent?
She's about as close as you can get before you put the black uniform on. She is tailor-made for this.
Which cell would you like to be in?
Just because it's cocky as shit to come up right behind him, I'm not doing it. Start back here.
Right here. Yeah, we'll say that, Takara, you saw this patrol start walking from... You beam down, and you see the, what? A dozen or so, including the leader, walking towards the village. So you decided to follow, but you're back there. I will say, unfortunately, you are so stealthy, in fact, that the people on this side of the gate do not see you.
Yeah, they don't see me, but Kelly was informed by Edwards via text in the previous scene that she was in the area.
Woodyard. Woodyard,
Yes.
come here. Find me that communicator and bring it to me, would you? Be discreet about it.
Aye, Commander. Okay. It's on that way.
You're trying to find the communicator?
Yes, I'm going to be scanning.
You all right,
Stealthily
yeah.
scanning. Well, not stealthily, but I'm scanning in a place where nobody's looking for me. So I'm
Gotcha.
looking, so I can be
Give me
more thorough.
daring science difficulty 1.
Okay, hold on a sec. Daring science. Okay, I'm going to use one threat. Probably give you 1 threat. Okay. Uh-oh. I think I might have...
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Once I resolve this, Kyle, we'll get to that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like everything I should do is a secret.
For sure. Yeah. Ensign Woodyard. You scan for the comm badge, and you sense that it's pretty close to you.
Okay, can I use my extra information for specifics on the location?
Yeah, it's centered on a humanoid that's standing directly behind you.
Oh boy.
This humanoid
Okay.
currently has a disruptor pistol pointed directly at the back of Saoirse Kelly.
Do I notice this guy?
Woodyard, what do you do?
Hold on.
Yell, Kelly!
I-
Oh.
I do want to say,
Yeah.
even with my injury, I would sense a hostile intent.
Yeah, so this is happening all at once.
Nah,
Okay.
all right.
All right.
So-
Hey, okay.
So Woodyard, You see the person with the disruptor. Kelly, you feel a nudge behind you, like on your back,
As she kind of turns.
and you see someone dressed sort of in piecemeal garb, native garb, Enzai garb, holding a disruptor to you.
Does he have the comm badge on him? Can I detect that?
He sees you see the comm badge. The comm badge is disguised as a necklace
Okay.
on his neck.
So I'm going to slowly raise my hands,
Yeah.
and while I'm doing that, I want to link with the comm badge and transmit Emperor through it.
All right, give me 1 second to look up what that means again. All right. Hey, I have your phone number pinned in here.
Technology is 100 meters insertia.
All right, where is that folder? It's all the way at the beginning, isn't it?
Probably.
Somewhere.
Do you
Viruses RTF. There it is.
That message.
I love that you created it as a doc file.
Well, that's how I wrote it.
It attempts to control the system lockout. Oh yeah, because I don't work at that place anymore. I no longer have a word license. Oh, that's sad.
Might
so
I suggest?
I have it. I got it up though.
Okay.
The key.
I was gonna say LibreOffice is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and give me. You're doing Emperor to it.
Yes.
Full computer system lockout, encrypting all computer files with fractal key. Give me a. This is done in the spur of the moment. Daring engineering difficulty. I'll say 2 since you've used Emperor a couple of times. For that. Yeah, this is all happening all at once. So yeah, that was daring engineering. Div 2. Woodyard, what are you doing when you see it?
I just yelled out, Kelly!
All right.
I think the second that he yells that, Kestra does whip around, and she's pointing the Type 1 at the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, electronic warfare focus.
Yeah.
Computer expertise.
Yeah.
And I assume the hacker trait is why it is only a diff 2?
For sure.
Okay. So, I am going to spend 2 momentum and 3 threat to give myself the full 5 dice.
All right. For a
And
diff 2
away
roll, here we
we
go.
I will re-roll that
Oh my
19.
god. Ellie.
I do!
Yeah. Works. So that's it was difficulty 2. That is 6. That is full captain momentum with 3 float.
Can I do a
Advantage.
yeah, an advantage?
Mhm.
I think that as she transmits that, it causes that communicator to let off a spark and jolt him.
Oh. Since it is your virus, Kelly, I will allow you to have the approval on that.
You know what? Sure.
All right. Well, so much for the surprise. So let's go ahead and for for the zap on a power cell on a small local comm badge. He's not wearing armor. He doesn't have resistance. You know what? Let's make it fun. Kelly, roll 3 challenge dice for me.
I know a Starfleet communicator is powerful enough to project a force field for a couple seconds, so that's pretty cool.
That's why it's 3.
Nice.
The potential to knock him out with an injury. You have to roll very well.
All right, 3 dice. Here we go.
Yeah.
I was planning on doing something to that dude too.
Is that 2 effects?
It is.
That is 2 effects. I will say, if you spend 3 momentum, he is going to go down with an injury.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Boop. Oh, is there a zap one? Yes, there is. He yells out. He goes, "Boss!" And it zaps him. He falls prone. Hagen, you don't know if he's alive or dead.
Pocket my phaser and check his pulse.
Jespera,
Yeah.
I really hope that communicator wasn't attached to anything important, because if it was, it belongs to me now.
Oh, I can only hope. Good job, Kelly.
The yell is gonna kick off some stuff, but Takara, you have
you always
yeah.
You had 1 float there, and then you spent down some 6 to 3 for the 3 purchase. You had that float, so you owe 1 more.
Oh, yep.
Wouldn't that be? Yeah. Yep. Actually, you're right. You are absolutely right.
Math. Yeah. So what's Takara doing? I'll say that. You know what? I'll say that this is a free surprise round because the yell boss out loud is gonna startle all of these guys, and probably not so fun stuff is gonna be happening out in the Orion area. So, Ramirez, if you had something that you wanted to do, but we're gonna start with Takara.
Okay.
Takara is going
well.
to pick. It's basically the one merchant below her, and she's sitting in a tree, so she's going to.
Your connection is weird again, Kyle. Like there's like an
Domo
audio issue.
arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Easy fix. Yeah, that'll fix that.
Figure out the potato.
Right. Did that work?
Keep talking.
That should have sorted it.
Nope. Okay.
Hello.
Talk again.
That's worse.
It's worse somehow. I don't know. Do you have a frayed cable? No. Oh, that's better. Keep talking.
Mm-hmm. Hello?
Okay.
Yep, that works.
Oh, I don't hear anything anymore. Give me a second, because I don't hear anything.
But
No,
you don't
it's
hear
good.
anything? He doesn't hear anything. That's what he
Oh,
said.
good.
There we go. Now I can hear you.
Oh, hi. Talk.
Hello? 1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4.
That's better. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So, if able, I will stealthily take out a straggler from the back.
Yeah. So I will.
Using-
Yeah. Which one are you gonna do? You're currently in close range to these guys here.
Yeah.
You
So,
can-
like,
you can do a
literally the
bolt.
last guy who's going to come under her, she's going to take him out.
Okay. How are you going to do that?
She is...
All right. She knows stuff.
Yeah.
Focus
Do a
on quick.
Vulcan
Yeah.
nerf bench?
No, I did not take Vulcan Nurse Pinch. I took an entire fighting style based on incapacitating people.
Oh.
Of which the Vulcan
The
nerf
focus.
bench is a part.
True.
Yeah.
but That's its own talent. So that one's not a talent, it's focus.
Yeah. Go ahead and you're just trying to you're gonna hit him to a pressure point and throw him to the ground. Go ahead and give me daring security. And this will be just difficulty 2 since he doesn't see you coming.
Okay. I'm gonna buy... Let's make it fun. We'll buy 2 with threat.
All right.
because I can't re-roll.
You on the
I
button.
got my
Go ahead and roll
2.
your damage.
The damn good thing you bought those.
Yep.
Literally. Anybody else drink pickle juice?
No, you absolute psychopath. What did you just ask me?
You can spend threat to reroll.
Yeah.
No. You can spend momentum to reroll damage.
Yeah, I'll
rather.
spend momentum to reroll, and I got the effect for the knockdown at least.
Yep.
So rerolling the 3.
It's not normal that people.
There's my
Am I
5.
weird?
Yes, but we love you anyway.
And there's my 5 for an injury. Don't take this from me.
Yeah. Thumped. How do you take the guy down?
Quietly, I'm going to drop on him, hit the various nerves and points required, and just gently, lower his body to the ground.
Okay. Are you gonna cunning action hide?
Yes.
Yes, I'm a rogue.
All right. Give me a control security. Control security. Yeah. Declare difficulty again, and it's gonna be comp 3 because you just took someone down.
Okay. I'm gonna buy up to 4. So I'm gonna make it difficulty. I'm gonna make it difficulty 3.
All right.
I'm gonna buy it 4
1, 2, 3.
because they should all be focused forward, not back.
Yeah, for sure. Really? Nobody else in this group drinks pickle juice? What are you supposed to do with it afterwards?
And then I'm gonna re-roll
Dump
that
it.
19. But I'm just gonna quash the complication.
Okay.
Or use it as a mixer for various alcohols, maybe.
Why have a
momentum
pickleback
do
when you just can just drink the pickle juice and have a bottle of whiskey next to you?
How much momentum do I have to spend to make this conversation go away? That's the thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And this is coming from someone who drinks dirty martinis all the time, as well as micheladas with clam juice.
Okay, I'm pretty certain Takara is a Section 31 agent. And it's
Yeah,
gonna-
for sure. For sure, absolutely.
Yes. She's former. She left.
Mm-hmm. What? When you snack on pickles? It's the logical.
There is nothing logical about drinking pickle juice.
You're
I have
just
a cousin who
drinking
does
pickle
that.
flavored vinegar. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. In the surprise run, Ramirez, what would you like to do? Are you gonna be Are you gonna be shooting? Are you gonna?
They have crossbows?
The Orions have disruptor pistols.
No,
This-
I mean the tribes people.
They have bow and arrows.
Do they have crossbows though, as well?
Nope.
No.
No. Okay. I was just curious. Because I was just curious because he probably would know something on how to fire a crossbow, but not a bow. So, he doesn't want to fire his phaser because that would give it away. Although, do people
Yes.
know about Nirav or this dude right here going down?
He just yelled out loud, and all of these guys turn and look.
Okay. All right, so they already know. All right.
Well, specifically, they know that he is on the ground and he yelled out. That's kind of all the information that they have.
Okay. Well,
Hmm.
what do you guys want to do here?
Hmm.
We can try to like tell them that this guy is one of the raiders.
You can just say, he had one of their weapons. He's one of them. Something like that.
All right. This guy right here has one of their weapons, He must be one of them.
Oh, okay.
This guy was a traitor. He was an infiltrator. He's one of them.
Right. Something along those lines. That general
Right.
vibe is what we're going
All
for.
right. Yeah, we'll go with that one then.
Alrighty. That is the surprise round over. Yeah. I will also say, Edwards, since you have a full view of this, I will give you this one opportunity outside of before whatever happens to do something.
One of those situations, anything I can do will take time or violate the Prime Directive.
Aha, wow. I think we're getting the difficulty here. I think I've laid this out pretty well.
Okay. I am going to prepare to send additional forces who have to very quickly get painted green, and I can drop them via transporter in the forest, but that can't happen right now.
Okay. All right.
Does Raquel know how many of them are here? How many of the Orions are approaching the village?
That's a good point. Yeah, there's another here. Rokel would also have awareness of the situation. I'll say as tactical officer, yeah. You would see the Orions and what's his dick? Yeah. Yep, that guy. Bazir. You would see Bazir and the 11 or so other Orions that are currently there.
So there's about 11 or so?
So
yeah.
Our position.
As soon as Rokel's done, I know what I'm going to say.
Rokel, do you have anything that you'd like to do?
Of reinforcements, and I can organize it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to say. Rokel, prepare an additional away team. Get him down to transporter room 2 as soon as they're painted green. You're not on it.
Hello?
Now we can hear you. Sorry, go ahead, Rokel. Talk again.
Rokel.
Talk again, buddy.
Hello.
Talk to us.
Rokel.
Hello.
Mike's not on, buddy.
It's me.
Okay, I did not hear any of that.
Oh.
My thing just cut off.
That's okay. Well, we can hear you now. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay,
cool. Yeah. So you know the location of the 11 Orions that are there. Is Rokel gonna try to do anything at this point?
Well,
you're on the bridge, remember?
Well, he can't shoot them because that's something that was a no-no. And besides, these guys are way too close to the away team. So he will ask the captain this. Captain, there are probably at least a dozen Orions approaching the away team's position. I can try to beam over. I can organize an away team, additional security forces to act as reinforcements.
Rokel, prepare a team, excluding you. I need them mocked up as quickly as possible by Dr. Grix. Ignore the arms, just paint them green. Get them in the clothing. Toss one of them your KDF disruptor. Those weapons are at least down there, so they blend in pretty well. Make it happen.
Very well.
Okay. To organize this, Rokel, I would like you to give the orders and to do them as Edwards described. Please go ahead and give me this is a emergency situation, so go ahead and give me daring security. Daring security or command, difficulty of 3, complication range of 2.
All right, secure command of. I'm sorry, what was it again?
A daring security or command.
So you know what? Let's do daring security, and And glory to the Emperor is the value.
You're commanding Federation troops and Starfleet troops, so
Okay,
that's not
so-
going to come in handy here.
The only prize in war is victory. Well, actually, the Iran. Well, they are allies of the Emperor. So
Who's allies to the Emperor?
the Starfleet officers here.
Yeah,
are allies?
it's not gonna apply. It's that value would certainly, it wouldn't really come to play for you in this instance, I will say.
Although
Okay,
the only
then.
prize in war is victory could very well apply.
Yeah, I'll probably go with that one instead. That will apply.
Alright. Yeah.
3.
Yeah. Daring Security or Command Div 3 Comp 2.
Okay. I do also have an Orion rifle that I took from one of my glorious battles.
Mhm.
So
Was that something that you told me beforehand, or is that something that you're bringing up right now?
That's
Yeah.
been a thing.
that was
Yeah, he's
collected.
had that a
yeah.
while.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Then okay.
He will pick up. He will take that and give it to one of his security officers, and give one of the other officers his disruptor pistol as well.
Ready?
Those weapons probably would be on the surface.
Sounds good.
Kind of what he's kind of thinking.
Sounds good.
And
Go ahead and roll.
the roll, diff 3 comp 2. Okay. And a focus Starfleet protocols as a focus.
That would apply here, I think.
Yep, for sure.
Okay. Cool. And
Also, is this activation for Takara? Shouldn't she get a thing?
It's per mission.
Gotcha. Understood.
all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you. I'll go and give you 4 dice. See if I can create an
Okay.
advantage.
All right. With threat, sounds good.
Let's go. Oh my god. I do have bold, so I'll go ahead and re-roll that comp.
Okay. Okay. I believe that was a 20, wasn't it?
Did
Just
that go
hasn't
through?
popped it. There it
Did
is.
that go through?
Yep. Popped up as a 20, unfortunately.
Oh god.
So that is a
No.
success
We'll
with a complication.
We'll get rid of that the comp then.
Alrighty. Yeah, you coordinate your okay. You coordinate your staff. You have them report immediately to the med bay to try to get fitted with the prosthetics. That's going to take some time. You then give them the appropriate equipment that you were given, that you have. You give them over to them, and once they're done, they're going to head to the transporter bay. But like I said, it's going to take even if they do a slapdash job in med bay, it's going to take a bit for them to get deployed in the way that you need them to get deployed.
Okay.
All right.
Well, the away team just has to hold out for maybe at least that amount of time till reinforcements arrive, which is good luck to you guys. Is all I have to say.
Okay. So there is going to be a roll here. And it's going to be an environmental roll, so I'm going to allow one of y'all to roll for this. I'm going to roll a dice, and you're going to roll the dice. Whoever rolls lower is going to get the first act in the official initiative. So who would like to roll?
I'll do it.
All right, go ahead and roll your dice. Man. Your side gets the act first. I will say that all of these guys are going to act on one initiative as one squad. These guys are going to act on initiative as a squad. The old lady is on her own.
Is she a witch?
Okay.
Is she a witch? Unfortunately, I can't confirm or deny the that woman being a witch or not. You have not conversed with the lady.
Darn.
Her witchiness is under dispute.
For sure.
I think Kestra's gonna make an executive command decision here and just say, set him to stun.
Set him to stun?
Set him to stun.
Alrighty.
Commander,
Hagen?
Commander, I
Yeah.
don't believe this is a good idea.
Alright,
Maybe
Hagen,
we should
what are you doing?
Just use the bows.
I know, just in case.
And I pocket mine, just in case. Is there a free bow and arrow along the wall?
Now that you mention it, yeah, there are 2 sets of quivers and 2 bows at each window.
All right.
Shot a bow in years.
Ramirez will just arm himself with a bow. He will not even touch his phaser, unlike what the commander did.
Okay,
And,
so we are so Raquel, thank you, but we're in initiative order right now. So whenever whenever we get to your turn, you can do what you'd like. Hagen.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? What am I doing? That's a
What
good...
are you in fact
That
doing?
is a good question. What am I doing?
Yep. You see the bow and arrow.
I do. Oh God, I don't have anything that would apply here.
It's a difficult situation. You do have a phaser if you'd like to use it.
I think I'm gonna hold that until no other option is necessary. Try to avoid killing them. I'm gonna pick up a bow. Do they look like they're going for weapons?
They have their weapons drawn.
Okay, and it's like we're gonna start shooting situation, or I'm brandishing a gun.
You know, I'm gonna let you have your own assumptions on that. They do have guns out and pointed directly at these people here.
Okay. Is there any kind of roll I could do, or just surface level read I can make, not of thought, but of emotional intention to act here for an insight medicine check?
You're just...
I am not looking for thoughts, because that hurt. So far, emotions haven't hurt.
Test 1, 2.
Whose emotions are you trying to read?
I guess
Okay, that's working.
this guy.
I'll tell you what.
Mhm.
As you begin reaching out to that guy, I will give you, if you want to try a full read, I'll give it to you diff 5. On the main guy.
Yep. How did we run
Oh,
out of
main
momentum
guy.
already? Jesus.
You
Okay.
use the last of it to quash the the security roll.
Okay. Buy it up. For threat, telepathic prowess as a
For sure.
focus.
Do you have a determination left? You could use that too.
I do have a determination,
Listen to the devil.
but I think I'm gonna save it.
All right. Telepathic prowess for sure.
Fuck it, we ball.
Hang on 1 second.
Fuck.
Can I use... I should have said it beforehand, but can I use the Starfleet Surgeon's decoration here?
To reduce the difficulty by 1?
Yeah.
You're really supposed to say that before you roll.
I am, but
Unfortunately, you do. I mean, you do have a reroll with bold.
okay. Okay, fine.
Aw, Tyler's being mean.
I'll reroll a 19. Let's go.
See if you get it. Yeah, it wasn't even frickin' in doubt. All right, right on the button. Behind the previously bemused face of Bazir
Mhm.
lies a deep-seated paranoia
Mm.
that is often attributed to Orions.
Right.
On top of the normal stuff, you can tell, even just reading his thoughts deep, he's in control of syndicate operations on this planet. And he's been compromised. He has one of two options to move forward with. One of them is to eliminate his unit and destroy all evidence that he was here, give up on his mission, and then go and be in exile forever. The second option is to kill some natives. He's picking option B.
Okay. Then I think at that, Kestra yells, "They're going to attack!" and picks up a bow and arrow and shoots at him.
Shoots at this guy?
Yeah.
Yay, okay. So, you pick up a bow and arrow. In your background, would you have ever shot a bow and arrow before?
Yes. From a horse.
Okay.
Of course.
Of course.
Go ahead and give me this control security roll, which is one of your main rolls. Give it to me at difficulty 4, comp 3.
If 4, comp 3.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Which, and am I being fair, Kyle?
I think so,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Bow and arrow is not easy.
And
Yeah.
it's
I-
at medium range too.
I shoot them in real life. They're not easy to do.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I am going to use a determination here.
Okay.
I think I'm going to cite failure is not an option.
Yeah. By the way, these do have the lethal quality. Shooting a bow and arrow non-lethally is...
It's actually not terribly hard. As long as you're not aiming for something vital, it's pretty easy to hit something that's not.
You know what? I'll take that logic. Are you firing it non-lethally?
Yeah, I think she's going for his knee. Or at least a leg shot.
Oh, so you're gonna turn him into a Skyrim guard?
Basically, she wants to immobilize him.
Alright. Yeah. Diff 4, comp 3?
Alrighty, I'm gonna get a determination here.
Yeah.
Comp 3, I'm gonna spend up for a full suite. That's rolling 4 die with 1 crit.
Alright. No fucking way.
Yes. I think it's a textbook perfect shot. She picks up the bow and arrow. It's knocked before she gets it up. She pulls back, and it's just perfect shot directly to the knee.
Yeah. Roll your
Alright,
phaser damage for me.
So I've got the rogue, you've got the ranger.
It's just turned into fucking D&D.
Let's see here. Phaser type 1, 6 challenge dice.
Yep. Well, it's 2. I think it's like what 2 plus your security in challenge dice, but yeah. Yeah. For the bow and arrows, everybody, it's your phaser type 1 damage. So if you don't have a phaser type 1, drag one onto your sheet. Yeah. I could. No, but no. Yeah, so this guy's talking a lot of shit, and God, the visual is just so funny to me. He's saying, well, "Alrighty, boys. Well, phoom." Goes through and through his leg, and he falls backwards.
I think it does. You know the tendon that's connects your kneecap? That's gone.
It's like your ACL.
Yeah,
You speared his ACL with an arrow?
I did.
I'm just
And that
imagining
was
the
what he
Family
was
Guy meme.
aiming
Just
Oh. Family Guy fall meme. Oh, these are all very violent. Oh God. Oh jeez. Oh God. These
Yeah.
are very funny. This is a bunch of stewing getting thrown down the fucking stairs. Anyway, sorry. Yeah. So he's down. Thank you. Anything else you want to do, Hagen? Do you want to set task?
I think I do. And because we've now proven that she can shoot a bow and arrow and is actually proficient with it, can it be just like a regular attack?
No. Absolutely not. It's still shooting a bow.
Well, yeah, but how is it any different than using any other weapon that you're proficient with? A batleth is still a diff 2 task.
Okay. First of all, one shot, you're not proficient in longbows now.
I think we just proved that I am.
It's kind of like being on a ship, pulling a rope, and then claiming that you have proficiency in water vehicles. That's not how that works.
It would be more like, sailing the ship out of harbor and then claiming that, but I get what you're saying. I get you.
You shot a guy in the leg. Get with it.
I was aiming for his head.
Yeah. Okay. Are you gonna start task? Oh, actually, you don't have momentum.
I don't have the momentum to do it now, unless someone has.
Actually, you do have one, so you can't. You still can't, but
yeah.
And unfortunately, since Rokel isn't in the scene, you do not get quick to action. So,
I think I do step behind cover though.
All right. Yeah, I'll say that you're like right there, and you have.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that you have through the slit. I'd say, yeah, three cover dice. I would say you're pretty well concealed. So keep that in mind. All right, the initiative falls to me. I'm gonna make a morale roll quick on this first guy. Yeah, you just saw the leader. Oh God, and he's screaming like a baby on the ground.
Yeah.
His target
that is
number,
what's happening. Yes.
Yeah, his target number is 12. Yeah, I'm gonna spend for 4 dice. The difficulty for this, because it is pretty embarrassing, is I'll say 3. No, buddy. No. So he runs? He runs away. Fully runs.
How?
Says, fuck this shit.
He has
runs.
one functioning leg. How does he run?
No. A different guy. One of these guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
One of this guy runs away. He's fully done. Fully out.
Yeah, I didn't see who you pinged. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
The image of that guy just trying to hop away though is hilarious.
I'm gonna spend 2 to keep, and I'm gonna make that same roll again. Fuck. 1, 2, 3. Same target number. Difficulty 3. Are you kidding?
These are my favorite non-coms.
God.
They did
Fuck
see the
this
most
shit. I'm out.
the most beautiful shot just now.
2 20s?
Don't
A
mind
few
me.
more of them got to run for that.
And,
Come on.
I'm gonna say these two guys see that guy run, and they all say "fuck this" and run. All right, that's my turn.
May I go?
Yeah.
So, you know how I'm consistently justifying bullshit?
You? No, never happened once.
That should be we should make merch with that on there. Yeah, what's up, Jack?
Can I remotely hack and power down someone's disruptor?
No. Nope,
It
nope,
was worth asking.
nope. It was in fact worth asking. You should have known my response. I'm so sorry.
I
We
did.
we knew, but we had to ask.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say no, but I did have to ask.
Yeah, for sure.
In that case, Saoirse is going to move over here,
Yep.
and she is going to yell to the leaders to get back behind the barricade.
The
Yeah.
direct task.
Fuck. Yeah. Give me. This is. Yeah. Daring Con. I'll say difficulty of 3. Nah, this
Okay.
difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2, okay. You know what's tasty and delicious for a GM?
What's up?
Threat. Threat is tasty and delicious for a GM.
How much you add?
So have 3 threat for 2 dice.
It's
Mhm.
everything a growing GM needs.
I'm gonna spend back that 3 threat.
No,
And
no, you're
add a
supposed to
couple
savor
more.
it.
Nah, I'm
I
not
think
cutting
he
that
is.
this month. So this will be Daring Con, diff 2 comp 4.
If to comp 4. Alright, wish me
Oh,
luck
wait,
on this.
more left. Yeah, there you go.
Your luck is wished.
Oh, hell yes.
Baby.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be God's favorite princess?
Jesus Christ. So you guys are just good at this, huh? Yeah, so the leaders get in. Their leader is on the ground currently. You have a set of is that your entire turn, Jack?
I believe that is a minor task to move and a task to direct, so yes.
You are able to swift task if you'd like for 2 momentum.
I do not believe I will.
All right. Yeah, it's not gonna be. We're gonna. Difficulty 2.
Can we pay to keep the initiative instead of
Oh!
swift task?
You certainly can. Yeah, for 2.
Yeah, you can do both.
If you had 4 momentum, you could do both. Yeah.
Ramirez! And I think she kind of gestures to a bow.
He grabs a bow and a quiver.
Well,
Well, can I even shoot?
yeah,
Right now?
yeah. You have full
Uh,
visibility on these 3 guys here, if you want.
Okay, I did not know if it was my turn to act or not.
Yeah, we
you
kept
can-
the initiative to give it to you.
for sure.
Okay. All
There you
right, so he will take his bow and shoot this guy the closest. And to make it easier for him, because he is completely unfamiliar with bows,
What?
he is just going to shoot at but he'll just shoot center of body mass.
Center mass. All right.
Center mass.
Um, I will just to let you know, I will be taking a threat just because I'm gonna consider center body mass as lethal for
Yeah.
an arrow.
Yeah. that would be.
But that's
Reason for this is because
Yeah.
the chief is completely unfamiliar with those.
Yeah.
Because he's
sure.
never used one before. So and center mass is the biggest target.
Yeah,
So,
biggest target for sure, absolutely. Yep. So that, like I mentioned before, diff 4 comp. Because you've seen it, I'll reduce the complication range by 1 to 2.
difficulty 4.
Yep, diff 4 comp 2.
Comp.
It is
yeah.
the base for our viewers at home. The base difficulty would be 3, but you are doing it at medium range because they are in an adjacent cell to you. If you're trying to, like, for example, if you're shooting at Narab on the floor, it would be diff 3. But since you're going to the next zone, diff 4.
All right. All right then. So we'll go ahead and. Oh, he has no values and no focuses, so we'll just go ahead and just roll as is then. We'll give you threat for 4 dice.
I don't suppose hand-to-hand combat.
He doesn't have that.
I'm gonna
Yes.
mute you.
Well,
He
okay,
does.
I do, but I can't do that because this is a bow, not a sword.
Yeah, and well, now, unless you're intending on jumping through this loop and hitting the guy across the face with the bow, I would
Use
maybe
it like
consider
a
it there.
full stick, just two-handed whack.
That would hurt so bad.
Yes, it would. That's how actual archers used to use their bows if it got up close and personal.
Yeah, sure we could do that, but I don't. But I think this wall is a little bit too tall. This palisade's too tall for that. So,
all right, yeah, diff 4
plus-
comp 2 for you.
Plus, Ramirez is a human, so he doesn't have Klingon strength.
I see. Four dice.
So I'll give you
diff 4.
three threat.
Yep, gotcha.
And I have no focuses for this, so we'll just go ahead and roll. Hey, look at that! It was,
Oh my god!
All
right.
13s.
Good news is we're blending in.
Roll, yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage. So that is going to be a phaser type 1 damage. If you have that on your sheet, just click the delta next to it. That is 4. You can spend a momentum to re-roll the 2 whiffs if you'd like.
Yes. We'll
ready?
roll.
Re-roll the 2 whiffs. That's 5. That is a lethal injury for this guy. You shoot an arrow and it hits him right in the chest. Funk! Yeah. And I will put that there to signify a lethal injury. He thumps. He's on the ground. You are currently tapped on momentum. You do have movement. You can move to the next cell if you'd like. You have a free medium range movement if you'd like to use that. Other than that, that'll be your turn.
Yep. I'll go ahead and move over. Whoops. I'll move over here.
All right. That, I believe the initiative falls to me. This guy, gonna make that same fucking roll. 12 is
Morale.
Diff is gonna go down to Diff is gonna go down to 2 because he just saw it. His friend is over here, so Diff is gonna be Diff 2 again. Target number 12.
No, my friend. How could you?
All right, that's better. Sounds good. Oh, and I'm gonna take away 3 threat. This guy, yeah. I'm gonna say that's in range there. I was about to ask what your AC is, Kelly, but it's not really relevant. This is going to be... We're in D&D territory right now, guys. I'm gonna
Those
spend
rogues.
1, 2, 3, and do 4 dice. Target number on this is 12. Yikes. Okay, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is one threat to me. And
So uncanny dodge.
Nice.
Cover
Yeah.
dice.
I will say. Oh no, not from that angle. I'm not gonna say you're gonna take advantage of any
Yeah,
cover.
he's got a pretty good angle on me.
Yeah.
Who's firing? This guy?
dude. Yep.
Yeah. He's got good line of sight.
Let me go ahead and.
Poor positioning on my part.
Yeah. What were you thinking? Just kidding.
Getting the village leaders to safety.
Disruptor pistol. Yikers. That will be. I'm gonna leave it there. That is looking like a non-lethal injury. Actually, no. This will be lethal. So
I'll take a complication to avoid Kelly's injury for the Karagite Order of Heroism.
Can you click that so I can read it? Can that work for other characters?
Technically, no.
No,
But
I'm wrong.
The advanced combat rule die for cover does the same thing. She can add to threat to avoid the attack, as long as they are aware of the attack and currently prone, and not prone. She was running out there to pull the elders in. She would be aware that people would be shooting at her while she ran back in. So technically, that rule could apply.
Could she do the what I did at the
If you will allow me to dive for cover, I will totally dive for fucking cover.
I believe dive for cover. Yep, that adds 2 to threat.
1 to threat.
1 to threat. Thank you. You have the rules pulled up.
Yeah.
And then my. Sorry, I should always have this up.
It's in that convenient display references that I made on page 15.
Oh wow.
Ellie is entirely too ballsy for how difficult it is to get her back up if she goes down.
Yeah, so for sure. So that is going to be. So basically, this just becomes an opposed roll. So I rolled it. So I get 2 additional. Yeah, basically, you have to roll. So this is now going to turn into daring security. This is going to be difficulty 6. Because it's 2 plus however many successes I rolled. Daring security diff 6. Yeah.
Reduce the difficulty to the defending character within close range if there is terrain that provides cover.
Diff
I
5.
would argue that a tent and wall would
Yep.
cover. All right, Kelly, I've done all I can. The rest is up to you.
We believe in you, Kelly.
I just completely blanked on what I needed to do.
Daring security difficulty 5 to dive for cover.
Okay, daring security, diff 5.
Yup.
All right.
Spicy.
I have nothing. I think I can really argue to give me a focus for this.
Espionage.
No.
No. I think I've done enough justifying bullshit this session.
What the hell are we doing? Just use your decoration of gallantry. Cut the damage in half and move on.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. You want me to ping that for you?
No, I believe you. All right, Kyle. Enough of going through people's fucking cheats. Yeah. So you take 2 stress.
All right, 2 stress marked.
I'm gonna spend 2 to Swift, and I'm gonna shoot you again.
Can you do that? You
Just-
swifted before.
I can Swift. I can only keep an initiative once during a round. Every character has the ability to Swift task if they'd like.
Okay.
Yep. And we are giving him all the candy he needs to pull this off.
Target number 12. Fuck. Yeah. So this guy, you. It's funny. You kind of sort of dive out of the way. Oh, and you know what? No, he has an angle on you. Yeah. Your arm gets singed with this disruptor energy. It hits the ground at your feet, just inches away from this guy's foot. And he fires again. It fires wide, and yeah, hits the wall. That is my turn.
Woodyard, do you have anything you want to do right now?
I mean, I'm no good with the bow and arrow. I have been sitting here this entire time thinking, what am I gonna do? But
Would you like
here's the
some more time? Oh, do you have an idea?
Well, no. Well, I mean, if somebody else can go first, that'd be great. But really, at the end, I'm just gonna grab a bow and arrow, be excited about it, and say, like, think about all the different ways I'm going to describe this battle on my nerd, message boards, and then start shooting.
Your 24th century.
God,
TikTok.
that's an amazing. Yeah, Edwards, go.
Okay. Takara, seeing the boss go down, in a moment of inspiration, is going to attempt this. She's going to remove herself from cover, because she is green and dressed up like everyone else and on the side of them, run up to this guy, and in a panic, like, help me get the boss under cover, he'll kill us both for abandoning him. And hopefully this guy's going to come up and help me drag the boss into the woods. That's step 1 of my plan.
No.
Give a truly wild plan.
I love it.
It is a 2-part plan.
Give me Daring Khan. This is
Infiltration
Daring,
tactics.
Yeah, Daring Khan difficulty. This is a really high intense situation. Give me
Exactly.
your reasoning is very funny. Please give it to me at difficulty 4.
I'm buying a full meta threat.
You gotta lower it for the funny.
No, it's already lowered for the funny. Daring Khan.
I am going
4.
to cite. I don't have.
Yeah. If you were gonna cite a value, what would it be?
I was going to cite a mission directive, but I don't have determination. However, technically, I am following Edwards' orders, so I could technically spend his with the captain's job ability.
God, that's such a fucking finicky way to do that.
And yet,
give me 3 threat, and I'll let you do it.
Oh, I'm still going to give you the threat. Oh, is that 3 threat in addition to the dice I'm buying?
In addition to the 6 that you're already giving me, yeah.
Well, actually, technically, I'm only giving you 5 now, because the first one would be free, and then I'll give you the 3 threat on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That work?
Yeah, that works for me.
There you go.
Convincing the GM to let us do shenanigans like, would you do it for a Scooby snack?
oh my dear fuck.
Wow.
Okay, that's funny. Okay. The guy looks at you.
I'm just yelling it and then running past and grabbing the boss. Like, and trying to drag him to cover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He
I'm just saying,
fully
hey, this
does
is
not
what I'm
believe you.
doing. Okay, cool.
Okay, that's your movement. I'll let you do that for the talking for free. What are you gonna try to do next?
I'm gonna try to drag the boss undercover.
All right, fitness. Fitness security. This guy's kind of a spry guy. So fitness, security, diff 2.
Okay. I'd like to still cite my Soketh because it is technically a martial
You're
art,
dragging
but I
a
think
you're dragging a screaming guy on the ground. It's not working. No,
Yeah.
for sure not.
And I'm saying I got you. Like I'm saying real nice calming words. I'm gonna buy up to. It's diff 3. You said I'm gonna buy up to diff 2. I'm
Diff
still gonna
2.
buy up to 4.
It's unfortunate that she doesn't have exfiltration tactic.
All right, you got it. 1 momentum.
Okay.
Where are you trying to drag him?
Undercover and away from line of sight of the wall. So once he can't be seen from the wall.
I'll let you do there.
Okay, cool. And if I'm convinced I can't be seen, I'm going to grab my comm badge, slap it on his chest. Captain, beam up my comm badge. Go.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that happened.
Uh-huh. That's your turn. You're gonna have to activate a supporting character for the transporter chief next turn to do that. Unless you're trying to yeah, you're not gonna be able to do that
But
right
that's
now.
fine. He can wait to his turn because he doesn't get a turn yet.
Okay.
He's
So it's
already
my
had
turn
his. So
now.
we've got 5, 6, 7, 8 more. Yep.
This guy who, not convinced, is gonna move and shoot you. 3 threat.
I have lots of trees for cover.
Yeah, you'll get 2 challenge dice, 2 cover dice. Did he seriously not? Swift task?
He's afraid to hit the boss.
2 more threat. How hard is it? Son of a... He drops his gun. He goes, oh, fuck, shit. God, these are the worst syndicate people I've ever met in my entire life.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. And if that's the case, I'm going to use Nick's turn to order Dune, as the only activated engineer, to lock onto Takara's comm badge and beam her up. No questions asked.
All right. So this is beaming to a pad, not from a pad. So that'll be whoever wants to roll for Dune. That's going to be control engineering difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's sensors engineering.
Woodyard, can you grab the ship for me? And I'm going to...
Trav.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yes.
Grab the ship.
Okay,
Sensors engineering, just one.
Yeah. I'm going to buy the first one with momentum.
Yeah.
And the second one with threat.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to buy a full mitt with threat. Sorry, the first one with momentum, the rest with threat.
All right.
I don't have to deal with the threat. It's on the ground. I'm going to re-roll the 19.
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Nice.
You guys. You have to stop.
We don't have to do jack shit.
Yeah.
Bye. Oh, I damn it! I forgot to do one thing.
But what did you forget? What did you forget to do?
As a flash a Vulcan salute at the wall, so Kestra knows it's me.
Yeah. So Kestra, you see this? Well, actually, it's out of the direct line. Oh God.
I had a direct line of sight for every single thing that happened just now.
Yeah. This is chaos. This is the true definition of chaos. I can't hit any of you. I have so many Orions.
You gave us a wall. The hide behind. I mean, what did
Yeah.
you know?
Truly, this is kind of like the definition of why walls work in Siege.
It really is.
We are in an extremely defensible position with a lot of people with long-ranged attacks. I mean, it's not like I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but this was not a good plan.
Can I tell you something genuinely? I thought that this was way more high risk for you guys.
To be fair, had we not rolled well, it would have been.
Yeah. That is like the key takeaway here is that we're kicking ass because our rolls have been goddamn amazing.
Yeah,
This
we're
could
kicking ass
easily have
because
turbo
we're God's
fuck guys.
favorites.
Don't say that, we might lose that favoritism.
We lose it every other session, and it just depends on the day. Today, we're God's favorites.
So it's my turn.
I would say otherwise, but okay.
And I'd just like to point out that we don't want to lose that favoritism mid-session. That's bad.
We got
This guy's
it's
gonna
20
shoot.
minutes. All right, go ahead.
Once again, we need 3 successes. Still didn't do it. Swift task. 3 threat for 2 dice. Oh, that's 1 dice. It's a 20.
So roll the other 2.
Yakety sax time, right?
Roll the other 3, and while I do this.
All right. Still missed. It's your guys' turn.
I think it's time for the natives to go.
Oh yeah. Hang on.
Now we get to watch the GM play with himself for a while.
You know, hang on. You know what? I'm just gonna put this out of their misery. Hang on 1 second. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They all flee into the forest. The leader walks up to you all and looks at you and says, I'm pretty impressed. Well,
I'm an excellent shot.
Normally they just pound on our walls, but they try to ruse this time. Well, I'm glad that you were here.
I think they knew we were here. That's why they tried the ruse.
And I look
Kershaw
down
Yeah,
at
go over to this guy.
at the guy who still has his disruptor pistol in his hand.
As
And
soon
whose
as
necklace
Edwards,
is probably smoking.
and as soon as Edwards figures out what he just beamed to his ship, he's going to send a quick DM to Saoirse and say, I just transported an Orion to my ship. Care to explain? Oh, wait, Takara sent me an Orion. Yeah.
Talk to yourself.
To be clear, he also has an arrow in his knee actively.
Yeah,
he's off to sick bay under guard.
Saoirse will send back that is the Orion's leader.
Edward sends back a semicolon and a close parentheses.
Well,
Saoirse sends back _carrot.
So, roll credits?
I am
So,
quite impressed. That's all I gotta say.
to sum up, because at this point it's educational because you just, oh my god.
Sometimes we win.
Yeah, to sum up, you easily round up the rest of the Orions. You discover a couple of things. Number one, this was, and this is my full confirmation, was a syndicate listening post. You, after a couple of days during your you the leaders thank you for your assistance. You make some sort of excuse that you're heading on to the next town, and you assure them that the raiders will not be a problem anymore. You get a wonderful send-off with some berries and some food, and you get sent on your way up the road, where about 100 yards later you're beamed up back to the ship. All of the Orion technology that's on the planet is dismantled. The camp, you find evidence that it was we didn't go there, but I'll show you it.
Sometimes it just happens like that.
Sometimes a
an
telepath
opportunity
gets
and
a
I
drop
took it.
on you. So,
Yeah. These two little tents here are large antenna that have discrete underground power sources that that are tuned to Klingon frequencies. You find a lot of stolen Klingon equipment. You find explosives that are rigged on the two other cells that you guys didn't walk into when you were exploring. Find more transport inhibitors. Yeah. Well done, guys.
do we
Any
get the
questions?
Klingon fighter?
You do now, in your possession, in your shuttle bay, have a new Klingon fighter.
Were those
A
explosives?
Kodoosh.
Klingon explosives?
Yeah, Klingon explosives. Yep. You now
with the
have
same with same serial codes as the others, or
Yep.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How much of their equipment is bricked?
What does that mean?
Like, turned into a brick because of Emperor.
Yeah.
Because all computers are rocks that we've tricked into thinking.
That's very
Only
true.
after we stuck some lightning in it.
Yeah.
They're all pretty bricked. It takes a bit for you to get Emperor out of the system so you can properly analyze and look at them. Yeah. You continue to survey this planet. You get all of the information. I'm assuming that you named the planet Anzai.
Mm-hmm. And I definitely recommend the captain leaves a you said there was a moon, yeah? That orbited the planet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave a listening satellite, or like a, you know what I mean, the survey satellite behind the moon.
For sure. You
Leave
will
the survey
keep
satellite.
the
Yeah.
Anzai under surveillance, monitoring their situation. Scientists will eventually be posted there to take a look and see how they progress. After, of course, setting it as not suitable for Lormian rehabilitation due to the current population on the planet, you recall all people and equipment off of the planet and set off towards the next area. And that's where we're going to leave it for today.
How many Orions do we have in our possession now?
You do have pretty much a full brig of Orion. So I would say 12, including Bazil.
I think, Captain, I do believe that we should contact the what is the galaxy class?
Venture.
I believe
Venture.
we should contact the Venture and have them meet us out here. I don't think we're equipped to hold this many
Venture.
prisoners.
Not for as
Venture
long
is
as
on
we're
the front
planning to stay
line
out here.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Venture is currently doing supply runs and convoy escort between Narendra and the front line.
Mm.
So it's
Forgot
you
about that.
guys.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we're the
we
only
can't.
people out here.
Yeah, we're the only ones out here. We're the only ones that can safely travel out here. We've now got a full mitt of fucking Orion prisoners that we're going to have to stick in our cargo bay as a converted prison, leaving Bazir in the actual brig until we can come to an agreement that we will. I'm going to have a chat with him at the next session. Give me time to think.
I would like to participate as well.
Raquel, I think, will participate.
For sure. Yep, we'll have a full powwow in the brig with everyone. Any questions? I mean, you guys, yeah, you guys are getting rep rolls for this. Truly, such a victory. Good job, everybody.
We needed a win. I think we really needed a win. Like an
Yeah.
unambiguous win, I think is the best thing we could have gotten. We got it.
For sure. Well, I hope you guys had fun. I hope everybody who watched this had fun as well. This has been the USS Guan Yu. Catch us next week. My name is Tyler, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, your night, your weekend, whatever. And to the one person who watches this, who's currently on the channel right now, and
Hi, Woodyard.
Hi, future Woodyard. That's weird to think about. Just you sitting there with your tweed flannel pajamas, stroking your picture of Jimmy Carter, and
It's funny to think of tweed pajamas, but we all know it's one of those super long night shirts with the cap that falls off to one side and has a little poofy ball on the end.
I was gonna say maybe those woolen pajamas that people on the frontier would wear with the button hatch on the ass.
Oh,
you know what? That's very funny because I very much have a red pair of those.
Of course. Well, anyways, before we digress too far, I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day and see you in the stars.
Adios.